So hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this video I gonna tell you about the what is the test plan, and here I will also explain you regarding that testing approach or testing strategy that a software tester need to know. So guys, before start this video, please go through my previous videos where that I have explained regarding the HDLC, STLC and other things. And these things, I think it will help you to understand the test plan and testing methodologies, like how that software tester is got to know about that bug or defect, all things. Okay. So before to start that video, let me do some quick introduction. So introduction regarding like what is the test plan basically. So guys, test plan is nothing but it is a detailed document where that our objectives, our scope, our approach, our focus of that software testing efforts and all things will be visible there. All things will be documented properly, written properly. So that document we are telling this is our test plan. So for each and every releases we have branch of different test plan. So without test plan, like we cannot proceed. So what is the purpose basically? Purpose for this test plan is to ensure that all aspect of the testing should be planned properly, to should be executed properly, and all things should be organized properly. And here we can cover up all those functional and non-functional bug, or we can also perform that some kind of risks regarding that our businesses that or some risks for that businesses because of that our bug. So those things we can easily able to achieve. Now tell me some now I'm telling some objective, like what is the primary goal basically. So primary goal is like to improve that our software product, that is our primary goal. So to achieve this primary goal, we have to identify that test activities. We need to outline that testing scope. We need to define the roles and responsibilities. Also, we need to define. We need to establish the timeline for the testing activities. Like suppose one new feature came to test bed, and like that feature we should need to know about. We should need to aware about like how much time it need to take to testing this feature. So this kind of objectives we need to handle, we need to properly plan. So for that we need that test plan. Now here also we'll discuss regarding the scope of testing. So we have like some scope, like performance testing we need to do, performance testing we need to do if that software has already built it and we just integrate some feature or some story or task, then we need to do integration testing. Also we need to do that security testing and usability testing for a user point of view. So these all things should be in scope. Out scope means like some external system integration, some third party microservices we are actually using for that doesn't required right now. So that is out scope. Our some non-critical modules, like those modules that doesn't if some bug will appear in future, then that will not cause any kind of like harm or problem in our software. So those things comes under out scope. Then we have branch of testing approaches. So different company have their own approaches. So but basically this testing approaches, some testing labels we need to follow. First is unit testing, that has done by developer. Like developer have some kind of unit testing framework. So those frameworks they need to execute it and they need to check that their code is proper or not. Second, we like tester are doing some integration testing. Then we also have done some functional testing, and then system testing where we are checking that proper control structure flow or end-to-end scenarios. Then once it is done, then we have to do like acceptance testing as in customer point of view. Sometimes acceptance testing has done by customer or the end user or like that business analyst team. Sometimes we are also doing that acceptance testing on behalf of customer. Another thing, we have like two types of testing type. One is manual, another is automated. While doing that regression testing, we have to be automate that our regression case. That is required because of that. Without like automation testing, we can't like cover up that all those testing test cases or testing coverage should be bare minimum if we are not doing that automation testing. So we have branch of tools and technique use like Selenium, JUnit, load runner. So those things are there. So load runner and JMeter is basically used for load testing. Selenium and test in Gmaven framework is basically used for like that automation testing purpose. JUnit is kind of unit testing tool where that we are checking that our code and all. So those things are there. Then we have some branch of test environment. Test environment means like we have to do environment setup where that we have to check that our hardware is properly or not. Is that a proper consistent with proper RAM, proper CPU utilization is proper or not. So those things we need to test here. Software, we have to check that our OS is proper, branch of software, if any kind of softwares are missing or not, some kind of configuration, some kind of like software versions are proper or not. Those things we need to we need to retain on inside that our test plan. Then we have branch of network configuration like network speed should be bare minimum this mbps. So these things we need to do, and that is we have to write the test data where that we have to mimic that real kind of user scenarios, like what kind of data user should like input on those like on that field or software. So those things we need to be prepared with that our testing test data. Then we have some branch of deliverables. Deliverables in the sense of like before testing we have to create the test plan document. Then we need to create that test cases, then test data we need to create. That during testing we have to create the test execution report, or like you can say defect logs report, and also we need to write some automation script for a better testing. And once like testing phase has done, then we have to create the testing summary report where that we have to write that test coverage, how much coverage has been done for this release, what is the stability of this release, and some kind of known error related thing. Those things we need to write. So here you have to create two types of report. One is test summary report and defect summary report. So these things called test deliverables. Then we have branch of roles and responsibility. So here like for a test manager need to see that, need to track the testing processes, and test manager job is to managing resources like that, and allocating the testing thing to that branch of resources. Then we have test lead. Test lead is like the planning and coordinating with the testing activities. He will plan like that this model is goes for the which tester, and this model, this story is for that which tester who should write the test cases and all. Then we testers, our job is like that we have to execute the test case, we have to report the defects and all. Automation engineers, like as an automation engineer you need to write that code. You need you already have like proper you can say like that proper some manual cases, those are stabilized for previous 2 or 3 releases. So those need to be automate. So we have to write that automation based upon those test cases. Then we have some kind of milestone. So like we have to achieve some milestone, we have to like to achieve, like we have to branch of kind of schedule processes. So first is like timeline. We have to be make sure that our testing planning should be proper date, and then we have to do the test case present preparation, then test execution we have to check it, and then once it is done, then test complication report. For each and every timeline we need to have a proper date. Without date we cannot proceed further, because without date we cannot got to know like this like timeline, or we cannot track that. We cannot like you can say like brainstorming that thing, like that previously what kind of thing we have missed, and those things. For that we need that date. Another is like milestone. For the completion of test case we have branch of like milestones. First is test cases need to be executed properly, then when to start the test execution. What is defect rise? Defect rise means like the defect report, where that we are checking that all the defect severity, priority based upon that our like defect criticality. Those things we need to create. Then once it is done, then we have to create that final test summary report. So these all are milestone. Now we have branch of risk management thing, also concept is there on test plan. So risk management, here we need to identify the risks, we need to allocate the resources, means like development resources. We have to check that environment setup. We also need to check that our the test data should be properly utilized, or those things. And we have a branch of mitigation plan or mitigation strategies, like cross training of the team members. We can also do some like that early setup environment, early setup on test environment. Also we have some kind of backup plan if that the test data is not proper, then what thing we need to follow. Those things comes under risk management criteria inside the test plan. Then we have a branch of test criteria, where that we have to define that entry and exit criteria. Entry criteria in the sense of when the test environment is ready, testing and test cases has been prepared, and test data has already available. So those things under entry criteria. So here that people got to know, like we need to start the testing, we need to start that test execution. Exit criteria on the sense of where the test cases has been executed properly, all critical defect has been resolved, and test summary report has been generated. So that is my exit criteria, means like they are like test engineer got to know, like we don't need to run the testing anymore. Then so this is that my video, guys. So here like summary is like that test plan content, that all those things that I have explained. And so I have discussed here like what is the purpose, what is the scope, and what is the approach need to follow. If you guys have any kind of final thought or any kind of comment, please comment down. And if you guys have any kind of QA thing or question answer thing, then please comment down. If I have proper time, then I'll definitely reply on that comment. So thank you guys, thanks for your valuable time, thanks for watching this video. I hope that this video will helps you, and thank you, bye bye.